I'm just going to do a couple checks to make sure we have this set up correctly because I'll tell you right now, I am streaming in a way that I have never streamed before. And that is what's known as simulcasting, I think. So this should be going both to our YouTube channel and to our Facebook page, just so that everybody can see this video and get the biggest benefit from it. So while we're here and as I welcome everybody, can you just let me know if you are seeing this? And you can let me know by just typing in the comment box if you can hear me and if you can see me, and then I'll know we have the green light and we can actually kick this thing off. So let me check over here. Okay. And we have Steve says, good morning from Playa del Carmen. We have Deanna from Santa Fe, New Mexico. We have Jacob from Las Vegas. Okay, cool. So you guys could hear me. You guys can see me. Now let me try one more thing here that I haven't seen yet. That's pretty cool. Okay, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do this today, but I can actually pull up comments from YouTube on the screen too. I think it's the Facebook comments that aren't gonna come on the screen today. But awesome, good. So we are good. We're set up. We're moving. You guys can hear me. You can see me. So let me just rearrange my window now that I know I don't need 4 computers to see all the comments. And we'll kick this thing off. So first off, let me just say for everybody watching right now, I hope, knock on wood, that we're at the tail end in most places of the whole thing that's going on in the world. Either way, I hope everybody that's watching this is staying healthy. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're making money and your business is thriving. I've done some recent podcasts on how we've adapted to this whole situation. And the good news is things are working out really well. So hopefully you're able to, get through this storm also, come out stronger on the other end. With that being said, for everybody that's here for their first time on one of these live streams, what I do is basically come into this with no agenda. I just come in trying to help the dropship lifestyle community, and I do that by taking your questions. So again, for everybody that just hopped on, a little bit different today. I got YouTube going, I got Facebook going, and I got Instagram going. So what I'm gonna do is start in Instagram since I had the Q&A open there earliest today. And I'm gonna work my way through the questions on Instagram, and then I'm gonna hop into the comments from both Facebook and from YouTube, and I'll be answering them there as well. So hopefully if you have a question, you get it answered. And if not, hopefully you benefit from hearing somebody else's question get answered. So let me go into the bottom of Instagram's crazy. We get so many questions here, but let me go to the bottom. And I am going to start at the first question that came in there. Again, we're going to work our way through here. So let me pull this up. And the first question we have came from Youssef. And it says, if my product takes 20 to 40 days from China to the USA, what do you suggest I do? Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. If you're asking this, I guess you're familiar that the account is called a Dropship Lifestyle, but you're not familiar with the way that we do drop shipping. The way that we do business is we work with domestic suppliers, meaning suppliers that are in our country or the country we do business. So for me, that's suppliers in the States. For our members in the UK, they have suppliers in the UK. For our members in Australia, they have suppliers in Australia. And we work with these suppliers that have product in warehouses locally. That way, when somebody places an order, it can typically be dispatched within 1 to 2 days and then be delivered in whatever the normal transit time is in your country. So yeah, I guess that's the longer answer. The short answer is don't drop ship from China. Okay, we had another question. Well, someone put this in the question box. It just says, sending positive vibes your way. Appreciate that. Right back at you. Okay, the next question is from an account called Only Droopy. Again, we're doing Instagram first, then hopping on to Facebook and YouTube. But this question says, how do I get the option for you can also buy? For example, somebody looking for a surfboard might also want a paddle. Yeah, so there's different ways you can do it. You can do it natively just by like coding it into Shopify on your product.liquid pages. The easiest way to do it, if you don't want to hire a programmer or you don't want to learn to code yourself, is to use an app called Bold Product Options. You can also use Bold Product Upsell, and they give you that functionality. So you can literally have on your product pages those checklists. So it's like, do you want to also add this paddle? Do you also want to add this carrying case? So look up those 2 apps. They're both in the Shopify App Store. They're both from the company named Bold. One is called Bold Product Options, and the other is called Bold Upsell. We use both of them on different stores. Okay, the next question is from Dan, And Dan said, what should our goal for site load speed be in seconds? Dan, that's a great question. And I actually have done a YouTube video on our YouTube channel. If somebody can post that, if you're watching this on Facebook, can somebody please post youtube.com/dropshiplifestyle? Again, youtube.com/dropshiplifestyle. And Dan, and for anybody else that wants to know the answer, you can see a recent video I did there that's called How to Optimize Your Shopify Product Page for Speed. But here, I actually saw this question come in before I started. So I pulled this up. Let me make sure I can share this and it works. So this is one of our demo stores that we show students of Dropship Lifestyle, and it's called Happy Paws by DSL. And this is built using the Dropship Lifestyle Shopify theme. And I'm just going to show you the actual speed test. So the tool that we use that's free to check page load times is called GT Metrics. You could just go to gtmetrics.com, paste in your URL. So this is for that website. Again, Shopify store built on our theme. You can see here that the page score is an A for both page speed and Y slow. And you can see that, actually, can you see this? No, you can't. Let me pull that up. Sorry about that. I wasn't sharing my screen. You could see that the fully loaded page time is 2.6 seconds. Now, this is very fast, okay? And what goes into making a page load fast? Well, first of all, it's the hosting you're using. If you're using Shopify, you're using Shopify hosting, so that's taken care of. The next thing is the theme that you're using. The Dropship Lifestyle theme that we use is super lightweight, meaning it doesn't have a whole bunch of extra code and what's known in programming as bloat, so things that slow it down. Other things that will determine how fast or how slow the page loads is the total page size. So you can see here on the screen right now, you can see that total page size for Happy Paws is 906 kilobytes. So what that means is all of the assets that whenever somebody goes to the page have to be loaded, they're very small. They're under a megabyte. So what are the assets? Well, it's things like code, it's things like CSS files with different fonts, it's things like the images and how compressed they are. And if you go to this website, again, this Dropship Lifestyle demo store, you'll see that it has a ton of images on it, but those images are all optimized for the web. So they're smaller, they're compressed, which means that page can still load lightning quick. Another thing that could slow it down is a whole bunch of apps that you don't use or need. So only have apps that you actually use. And yeah, a good baseline is anything under 3.5 seconds is usually okay. If you can get it under 3 seconds, that is a big win. And again, on our YouTube channel, I have a whole bunch of tips that show you like some of the ways we test speeds and work to improve them. So let me switch back here. I'm going to go back to the main camera and hop into the next question. I see we also just had a whole bunch of people hop on YouTube and Facebook. So heads up, guys, for everybody new, I am going to be answering your questions there as well, but I'm starting with the Instagram questions. So hang out. Hopefully you learned something from these, and then I'm going to get to your questions in just a little bit. But the next question that came in says, with free Google Ads now, will our paid Google Ads still get priority? Yes. So great question. Ever since this rolled out, we have been kind of, just letting the numbers come in and like having these experiments run where we're seeing how this is impacting our different brands amongst Google Shopping. I'm eventually going to do a YouTube video or a podcast showing what we're seeing. But to answer this question, what happened basically is Google made Google Shopping free again. So it always used to be like this up until probably 3 or 4 years ago, and they rolled that back, but now it's different because now you have paid Google Shopping ads, then you also have free. So you don't want to stop paying, okay? The way it works is on the homepage of Google, if somebody goes there and types in, white stand-up desk like I'm at right now, then they go to the Google search page, the results there on that search results page are still paid. So that's really where most of your traffic and sales is going to come from. And those are still through paid ads. Those aren't the free ones. Now, when somebody clicks that little icon that says shopping, they go in there and then they see the top line, I guess for lack of a better term, the top row of products, those again are all still paid. So you're getting that better placement, but then all of the results below that are free. So similar to a Google search text ad, when somebody goes to Google, types in whatever, Dropship Lifestyle, the first results they'll see are paid, then they'll see free. Now it's the same thing on Google Shopping. So you still definitely want to run your paid ads. The only difference that I would say there is, or the only thing that you should do, is what I've always taught. Here, let me switch screens here and show you this. And by the way, for anybody that's here watching any of these streams, if you're new and you're like, what are you talking about with Google Shopping ads? After we wrap up, we'll probably go for like an hour. But after that, go to the website on the screen right now. Okay, go to dropshipwebinar.com and you can get a full training on how we build these stores. But let me just show this, how I recommend setting up your Google ads specifically for Google Shopping. And by the way, I hope everybody could see this. I'm using my like digital whiteboard right now. So if you can see that, just please type in the comments whiteboard, so I'll know this is working as it should. But let's just say on your Shopify store, you have 1,000 products for sale, right? Or 1,000 SKUs, 1,000 unique things you're selling. Now let's say out of those 1,000, you have 500 that have a high profit margin. So what I mean by that is, you're making real money every time you get a sale. So high profit margin. And maybe that's because your ad costs have just been cheaper there. Maybe that's because your supplier has better pricing and the gap in between your wholesale cost and your map cost is wide enough. Maybe it's because the products are expensive enough. But let's just say out of your 1,000 SKUs, you have 500 that you can afford to run ads for all day long. Good. Keep running your Google Shopping ads there. But what do you do with those other 500 that you can make money on when you sell them, but you can't really afford to put a lot of money into ads because the return on ad spend isn't there, right? Because the return on ad spend is low. Well, what I've always done and recommended people do traditionally is for this segment of products, you don't include them in your Google ads. And instead you just have them on, and cool, you guys can see the whiteboard, awesome. What you typically do there is just have those excluded is the right word from your Google Merchant Center. That way they can get traffic organically, they can get traffic from direct visits, they can get traffic from your email marketing, but you wouldn't be wasting money having them on Google Shopping because you know that your return on ad spend isn't there. Well, now that Google Shopping is free, what you can do is segment out your products. And for your 500 high profit margin ones, just like you've always done, you can keep these paid. And then those other 500 ones, you can just have them in the free version of Google Shopping. So now instead of only getting organic visits to those pages or direct visits, you can also get Google Shopping traffic, except your ad cost here is zero. So when you get clicks, when you get sales, it's free. So yeah, that's the answer to that and how we can address that. Okay, let's see. Next question says, what is your favorite book for e-commerce other than yours, which I've read twice now? Awesome. I appreciate that. That was from Dan Cafferty, I think his name is. And Dan, yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I wrote this book probably a year ago, Dropship Secrets. The physical version, we have like a print on demand you can get from Amazon because they print it and ship it. If you want the digital version, you can go to dropshipsecrets.com and get that. But I got to say, with e-com books, there's not a lot that I actively read because things change so fast, like literally from week to week and month to month, we're trying new strategies. With that being said, got to give a shout out forever and pay respects to Tim Ferriss for the 4-Hour Work Week, because this is the book. There's, I think, one chapter on e-commerce. This is what got me to build my first online store by reading this book. So this started me on the path. And everybody watching the live streams right now, if you read this book, 4-Hour Work Week, let me know in the comments. Just put 4HWW, okay, for 4-Hour Work Week in the comments. That's the little hashtag for that book. That book changed my life. And when I was living out in Thailand and Vietnam, like everyone that I ran into that ran a business, same thing. That book started them on their journey. Okay, another book though that is kind of something I probably read this book more than any book that I have, and I have a lot, is this one, Ready, Fire, Aim. Not specifically an e-commerce book, but it's a business book about scaling through different phases of business. This is by Michael Masterson. And I also recommend the audio version. There's a really good audio version of this, but typically what I do, I buy books and then I download the audio version too and just listen to the audio. But this one has so much knowledge in there that I literally just, I read it. Like I've read it so many times. So Ready, Fire, Aim, highly recommended. Again, not e-com specific, but online business and just sales specific. Great, great book. Okay, next question is from Pokey, and it says, how much money to start dropshipping? Yeah, I've done videos on this in the past on my YouTube channel. So I think somebody posted it before, youtube.com/dropshiplifestyle. you could start with different budgets. I started my first store, again, after I read the 4-Hour Work Week, I started my first store for $29. I have a video on the YouTube channel of how you can start with $1,000. I have a video on how you can start with $5,000. And I have a video on how you can start with $200. So it doesn't take a whole bunch of money to get the ball rolling. It just takes more sweat equity and more work if you want to start with a smaller budget. Okay, the next question, well, it's a comment. It says, wow, I launched 30 days ago and made my first sale, $770 at a 30% profit margin, only $7 on ads. That is awesome. Congratulations. That's a good feeling. That's a great return on ad spend. You should be proud of that. It's like, what is that, 100x return on ad spend? Awesome work. Okay, the next question here, let me pull this URL off the screen. The next question is from Shubham, and it says, AliExpress or country-based suppliers for sourcing products. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, but we don't work with Chinese suppliers. I have nothing against products made in China, but we want to work with suppliers that have products in stock in the States, because that's where we do business, that can ship them out fast. Okay, the next question says, why is my ad account constantly getting disabled? So I have it's funny, so many of these questions I have resources for, either in our full training in Dropship Lifestyle or as different YouTube videos I've made. So go again to youtube.com/Dropship Lifestyle and search for how to avoid the Facebook ban hammer. And it's like a 15-minute long episode I did where I share what you can do to kind of protect your account and make sure it doesn't get disabled. And I also give you tips for how to get it re-enabled should you get that to happen to you. So check that out. Again, it's called How to Avoid the Facebook Ban Hammer. Okay. Andy says, what happens when we refer a product from another store? Are we directly connected to the supplier? Andy, I'm not sure what you mean there. I think you're talking about affiliate marketing, which is different. So with dropshipping and the Dropship Lifestyle business model, the way that we do it is we're actually selling the products on our stores. So when people buy them from us, the money goes into our bank accounts, and then we purchase the item from our supplier. We have the supplier ship the item direct to the customer. It sounds like what you're asking about is affiliate marketing, and that would be where, again, let's say I wanted to sell the stand-up desk. Instead of building a website, AntonStandUpDesks.com, I had a link, an affiliate link, that sent a buyer to your website. If somebody bought from you, I would then earn a commission, but that's affiliate marketing. So that's not our primary method of business. We do drop shipping, we sell direct. Okay. Next question says, that's not a question, just says hi. Hi back at you. Next question is from Abysser, and it says, I see many ads from people claiming that dropshipping is giving them $100,000 a month. Is that true? Yeah, I've talked about this a lot in the past too, and the fact that people lie and you shouldn't believe everything you see, whether it be good or bad, and that's important. There's a lot of people out there posting things like this thing doesn't work or that thing didn't work, and it doesn't mean that's true. And same thing when people say I made $100,000 last month, it doesn't mean that's true either. So, my biggest advice for that is don't believe anybody at face value. What I always recommend people do, like let's say, obviously you're watching this or you asked a question on Instagram at least, so you're interested in building a business. Now, don't follow the person that's posting every day, I got $100,000 in sales. I got this Lamborghini. I'm on this first class flight. Who cares? Don't follow them. Instead, if you want to follow anybody, follow the people that are giving out actionable strategies for free. Put that information into action. Get results and prove that that person knows what they're talking about. And then if you want to invest into a program like Dropship Lifestyle or anything else you find from somebody you actually get value from, then yeah, good idea. But don't just see money screenshots or Lambo screenshots or first class ticket screenshots and think that's the person I want to learn from, because it means nothing. And there's a lot of scammers and liars out there. It's sad, but that's the reality. Okay. Stetcha says, what are the best niches you can start with? So I actually give you, I'm going to put this on the screen again. If you go to dropshipwebinar.com, go after this live is over, I give you a list of 237 product ideas that you can use. So check that out again after this call wraps up so you don't miss anything, but you can get that list there as a download at dropshipwebinar.com. Okay. Yeah, another one just saying, are AliExpress suppliers still reliable in this period? Listen, I don't think they ever really were, so just don't waste your time with that. Somebody says, what do you think about the baby niche? I mean, that's pretty broad. I don't know like what specific type of product you'd want to sell in that niche. The thing that I'll tell you, I have heard from students of Dropship Lifestyle in the past that have tried to sell things like strollers or cribs is that they've found that so many stores sell all the brands online and offline, that some of them get better pricing, and MAP is different for a offline store versus an online store. So it can be hard to compete. That's one of those things though. I haven't tested myself. I just heard it. So I don't know if that's true. Okay. Quick way to find suppliers and get sales. Yeah. Go to that website, Dropship Wire. I mean, that's not even a thing. Go to dropshipwebinar.com and I show you there how we find suppliers. Next question. This is interesting. Yogesh says, I watched your webinar and got sales, but I have no contact of the supplier. Are you sure you watched my webinar? Because I show you first that we sell for brands that we're authorized retailers for. So in order to get sales, you should have become an authorized retailer before you listed products for sale. So, not sure if you actually watched my webinar or somebody else's, but that's the opposite of how I teach you to do it. Okay, the next question is from Sugarfits, and it says, what is the best way to market in your opinion? I am new to this and I want ads that work 100%. So no ads work 100%. Because, if they did, then everybody would be a billionaire that runs ads. But what I can tell you is there are smart ways to run ads and to test things. And there's different stages of how you should spend money and what your return on ad spend looks like. So ROAS, this is a number or an equation that is going to stick with you for the life of your business, that you're going to want to keep your eye on every day. And what return on ad spend tells you is how much money do you get back in sales for every dollar that you put into ads. So for example, if for every dollar you spent on ads, you got $10 in sales, let me just write ads here. That would mean your return on ad spend was 10x, okay? So if you want to have your best chances of having a very high return on ad spend, like before, who was it? I think Dan said he spent $7 and got a $770 sale. So that's 111x return on ad spend, which I'm sorry, Dan, but that's a great starting point, but it's really not sustainable for any type of big budget. But hey, that's fine. You could still make a ton of money with a 10x return on ad spend. But the way that you get that is by having your ad campaigns being as precise and as targeted as possible. So what you want to start with to get the highest return on ad spend is those paid Google Shopping ads. So I teach this in Module 7 of the Dropship Blueprint. If you remember, not Module 7, in Module 6, in Lesson 7 of that. So if you remember, go there, watch this over and over and over again, because I show you exactly how it is done. Okay, let me switch the screen back here. And I know the numbers are going up, which is awesome for YouTube, for how many people are watching there. So heads up, everybody. I do see all of your questions and your comments. Again, I'm going to answer them. I'm just going through the Instagram questions first, and same thing with Facebook. So don't worry, hang out. I will get to you, I promise. Okay, the next question is from Vishel, and it says, are people in the US buying stuff online right now in the midst of a pandemic? Yes, they are. And again, I don't want to spend too long on that right now because I've done a full YouTube video about it that you can find at youtube.com/dropshiplifestyle. But what we're basically seeing is ad costs have dropped dramatically. Also, our conversion rates have dropped. So basically, we're getting more people to our websites for less money, but less of those people are buying. With that being said, because ad costs are down and there's so many more people, let me come back here. Our return on ad spend, right? This number we were just talking about is still about the same, and it's actually up a little bit. So yes, again, things have shifted a little bit, but it's just as profitable as it's ever been. So yeah, it's still a great time to build a store. Somebody said, what's your favorite theme to use for your stores? Dropship Lifestyle Shopify theme, of course. Best way to manage your sales through Shopify. Somebody just said, I love your page. That's probably a bot, but if it's real, thank you. I appreciate it. Somebody asked again, how much money do I need to start a high ticket dropshipping business? You really can get started for a couple $100. I personally started with $29 back in 2007, but you don't need a ton of money to build one of these businesses if you're willing to do the work and put in that sweat equity up front. So you're doing the work yourself instead of paying people to do it for you. You have that delayed gratification, and you get the results by putting in the time, basically. Somebody said, is it easy to set up a Shopify store with a phone? So it's possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's like, could you build a house with a hammer instead of a power drill? Or, could you build a deck with a hammer instead of an air compressor with a nail gun? And like, yeah, you could. It's just going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot more work, and it's going to draw out the process. The good thing is you don't need a super expensive high-end computer or something. Like, you can use a computer from 10 years ago and it'll be fine. Just having that keyboard and that extra screen real estate will make it a lot easier. Somebody said, can you review my dropshipping store? So I haven't done store reviews in a while. We are thinking of bringing that back onto our YouTube channel. So if you go to our YouTube channel, leave a comment on the newest video and just say, hey, Anton, I'm contacting you from the Instagram page. Can you review my store for YouTube, and post a link? Can't promise you I will, but I'll definitely look at it. If I think reviewing it could benefit the community as a whole, then I can review it for a video. Okay, the next question was, how does shipping affect high-ticket dropshipping? So here, that's actually a really good question. People sometimes say like they're afraid to sell large and heavy items because, shipping is expensive, right? And that's where some people might get into a situation like I was sharing before over here, where they have certain SKUs or certain products that they are omitting from their product feed, from their Google ads, because shipping's so much money. The thing is, shipping is relative, right? If you're selling a really big, heavy item and it costs $200 to ship, that is totally fine as long as the item is expensive enough and your margin is there. So let me scroll down here and just draw this out for you so everybody could see like an actual example with numbers. So we're going to go back to the stand-up desk example since I'm sitting at one right now. And also, guys, before I do this, can you do me a favor? I usually ask earlier about this, but if you're watching this right now, whether it be on Facebook or on YouTube, and you're getting value, you learned at least even one thing new that's going to help you in your business, please do me a favor, like the video, and please leave a comment just saying like, yes, I'm getting value, or whatever, say anything you want to say. But by doing that, what happens is both Facebook's algorithm and YouTube's algorithm realizes that these videos are important, they do help people, and they should show it to more people. And that's the goal. Like right now, we're in this time where people are scared, people are pivoting in their businesses. So I want people to actually see these so that even if they get one takeaway out of the probably 100 questions I'll answer, they can improve their business. They can make more money for themselves, for their employees, for their families. So please, again, if you're getting value, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment. And if you know anybody that would benefit, please do share it with them. So thank you for everybody that's hitting that button right now. I see that. Let me keep answering this question though. So this was in regards to shipping. So again, I'm sitting at a stand-up desk, but I'm at a stand-up desk. So let's use this as an example. Let's say this was your niche. These are the products you wanted to sell. And let's say you had some of them that sold for $1,000. So that was the price to the customer. And you had some of them that sold for $500. So I'm just going to put here sale price. That's what people pay you. Now, when it comes to what your cost is, right? Your wholesale cost, typically, as an average, it's about 50% of the price that you'll sell the product for. So for the $1,000 product, your wholesale cost might be $500. And for the $250 product, it might be $250. Now, for ad costs, right? We are okay with a 10x return on ad spend. So I'm typically looking to spend up to 10% of the sale price to get that sale. So for a $1,000 sale, I'll spend up to $100 in ads. For a $500 sale, I would spend up to $50 in ads to get that sale. So what are we looking at here? Again, these are rough numbers just for the sake of this video and this demonstration. But here we're at a potential profit of, what is that, 400. And here we're at a potential profit of 200. Now, let's say that these stand-up desks, they pack flat, but they're big, they're heavy, and the shipping cost is $100, okay? Now, they might just be different in terms of perceived value or actual quality. So that's why there's this price difference, but that doesn't matter when it comes to shipping, right? They're each going to cost you $100 to ship if they're the same size and weight and shipping from the same location to the same location. So what that means is, still on the screen, good, That means with the $1,000 one, you would make $300, but on the $500 one, you would only make $100. Now, you're not like, you would think like, oh, the 500 one, maybe I would make 150. And then if I sold a product for 1,000, that would double. But no, it doesn't double, it triples because the shipping cost remains constant when the product sizes and weights are about the same. So that's how shipping, affects high ticket drop shipping. You just need to make sure you're selling products that have the margin that you can get ads to convert profitably for, where shipping's not going to just kill your money and make a shipping carrier a bunch of money where it doesn't make that for you. So hope that makes sense. Hope that answers your question. And thank you again for everybody that just left a like and a comment. Again, I really do appreciate that. But let me hop back now. That was all of the questions from Instagram. So awesome. Now we are going to get into YouTube, and then I'm going to get into the Facebook questions. So let's see, where are we at here? We got good morning from Vegas. Hello from Greece. What's up? You're good. I can see you and hear you. Sound and vision all good. You're good. Hello from New York. Hello from England. Hello from the South. Okay. Can I sell? Yeah. Let me pull this up. Oh, that's weird. So this YouTube channel, Arbitrary TV, said, can I sell without, okay, sorry, I read that wrong, without a ITIN/EIN because a supplier is asking me for this? Yeah, I mean, you should have one. Some suppliers just won't ask because they just don't. But what you should do if you don't have one is just go to Google and type in IRS EIN number, and you'll find and make sure you go to the actual IRS website. And you can get one there, whether or not you're from the States. If you're from the States, you can do it all online. It takes like 5 minutes. If you're not from the States, you have to call in, but they'll guide you through the process. And again, it's not time consuming. But the reason I say to make sure you're doing it directly on the IRS website is because a bunch of companies say, oh, we'll get an EIN for you, but they charge you like $100 when it's actually free. So yeah, it's easy to get, and I do recommend you get one. But some suppliers just, they won't ask. You should have it anyway, though. Okay. Timothy says, I'm about to put in for your training. Awesome. I guess that means join. Thank you. He says, what do I have to put in place ahead of the training? I'm not sure like what you actually mean by that, but like really nothing. I mean, Dropship Lifestyle is designed to take people from A to Z. So literally there's a module 0 that goes over things like business structures, e-commerce terms, how to format your business. So like you don't need anything. It takes you from that all the way through automation. But yeah, you don't need anything first. And by the way, anybody that is new and that's not part of Dropship Lifestyle, again, when we wrap up this call, go to dropshipwebinar.com. You can get a 2.5-hour free training there. At the end, the last 30 minutes, I do make you an offer. So know that going in. It's an amazing offer for my program, the Dropship Blueprint. But even without that, it's 2 hours of nothing but training and value. So building on all this, going step by step. So definitely check that out after this call. Okay, back to the YouTube questions. So Ron says, greetings. What's up, Ron? Jerry says, hello from the South. Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm in North Carolina. Is that considered the South? I don't know. Quiana says, I'm already in Dropship Lifestyle. Nice. I'm already in Dropship Lifestyle. I started my store and made 3 sales in my first full week. How do I know when to scale ads? So congratulations, first of all. That is amazing. You should be extremely proud of that. As far as scaling ads, right now, what I would recommend for you is more of optimizing rather than just upping your budget. So what I would recommend you do now that there's some data in your ad account is go into Google Ads, go into your shopping campaigns, click on keywords, and see what keywords you're currently appearing for. And all of the ones that are irrelevant or not buying keywords, add them as negatives. So what that's going to do without having to make you spend more money on ads right now is it's going to stop having you show up for those broad keywords or the ones that don't have buying intent. And then more of your current budget is going to go to the keywords that already are making you money. And then give that a couple of weeks to have more data come in. And then you can start upping your budget, spending more money on what's working. But start by doing the negative keywords. But that's awesome. Congratulations. Okay. Steve says, how do you deal with suppliers who are out of inventory? I pre-sell, but it's sometime but it's sometimes like selling high ticket vapors. Yeah. So Steve, you got to be careful with it because we do pre-selling too. But what you don't want to have happen is, let's just say supplier ABC says, yeah, we're out of stock of that SKU. And you say, okay, I have people that want to buy it. When is it going to be back? And they say, well, we think that in the next month, we're going to have more. And then, you say, okay, awesome. And you tell your customers, we're going to have more in 1 month. And you get a whole bunch of pre-sales because suppliers sometimes tell us what we want to hear. So what we do is make sure there's actually concrete data from the supplier. For example, okay, supplier ABC, again, we have customers that want product 1, 2, 3. We know that you're out of stock. When do you have more coming in? They say, yeah, we're expecting more next month. Okay, great. Where is that order right now? Is it on the water? How many units are coming in stock? Are any of them reserved? Can we place a deposit and reserve them in our company's name? Can we guarantee that they'll ship by X date? So you really want these harder answers from suppliers rather than just using some broad thing like, oh, they'll be back in stock soon, because that can lead to customers then, not being happy and possible refunds and angry customers and stuff that we don't have to deal with. So as long as we have those concrete answers from our suppliers though, I'm more than okay with pre-sales, and we do that a lot. Okay, Kimmy says, great job. Yeah, that's for Quiana. I hope I'm saying that right, but yeah, that really is awesome. Okay, Ron says, I'm clueless how to even start an online business. Do you have a step-by-step guide? What's the best platform to use? Yeah, so Ron, best platform by far is Shopify. Been using Shopify since, I don't even know when, probably 2012 or 13 or something since I first heard of them. So you want to use Shopify. As far as a step-by-step guide goes, check out first my website for the free webinar. Again, that's dropshipwebinar.com. If you want literally a full over-the-shoulder step-by-step training program, you should definitely sign up for the Dropship Blueprint, which is my coaching program that was voted best e-commerce course by Shopify. Got the trophy back there. And again, I make a special offer for that at the end of the training webinar. But that's what I would do if I was just starting out. Okay, let me see. Next question. This is from Critique Studios. What's the biggest difference between Dropship Lifestyle and other dropshipping courses? So the first thing I'll say is I don't go through other dropshipping courses, so I can't give you actual, well, compared to this one, we do this and they don't. So I don't even know what else is out there. Somebody made that comment or asked that question before on Instagram, where they were talking about all these people posting ads, making $100,000 a month. Is that true? What I'll say from my experience dealing with other people in the industry is there is a ton of that. So one thing you'll find from Dropship Lifestyle and everything that we put out, whether it be free or paid, it's not about hype. It's about, here's a strategy, here's what we use, here's how it works, here's how to implement it. Oh, are you stuck? Get on one of the coaching calls that I do every single month for members of the community to ask me, or post on our forum, or post in our Facebook group, and we'll guide you through. Other things that I could tell you is Dropship Lifestyle has been around since 2013. So this isn't something that I had an idea of, let me sell an online program and see what happens. This is something that's been evolving for 7 years now and isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Also, go to dropshiplifestyle.com, click on reviews. You'll see dozens of video reviews, and we have thousands of text reviews from students that have seen success. And again, I'll just say there's a lot of people out there that are unethical. And the reason I actually started Dropship Lifestyle to begin with is because in 2012, I sold a network of e-commerce stores. And then I went online and I was trying to find some type of forum or community where I can connect with other store owners. And I found these websites that just were pitching crap and sharing information that I knew didn't work. So I basically saw that this was a scam industry, and I started just sharing information. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I mean, I think the main answer is this is actually real, and everything we teach is based on results and not hype and how you can have a Lamborghini. So yeah, I hope that helps. Okay. Oliver says, he's asking Quiona, I'm looking to buy the course. What's your feedback on it? Is it a good investment? So hopefully you answer that. But yeah, 3 sales in a week. I think that answers that question. 3 sales in the first week. Okay. Critique Studios says pros and cons of dropshipping more expensive products versus cheaper products. Yeah. I mean, here, let me switch back to this. We just went through this example. So in this example, the $500 product isn't even cheap, but you see here, you'd only be making $100 per sale, as opposed to here where you'd be making $300, literally for the same amount of work. And then if you just want to extrapolate this out, right, and go smaller, let's say you were selling items for $10 and your wholesale cost was $5 and you were willing to get a 10x return on ad spend, then you have a $1 ad budget. Good luck getting sales for that. But at this point, your potential profit is what is that, $4? And then you have to ship the thing. I mean, how small can it be? Can you ship it for $2? And then you make $2 per sale? Like, I don't see any reason why anybody would ever want to do that. The amount of customers and customer service and business management for operations that would be needed to make that little bit amount of money, no thank you. Go with what actually makes you real money every time you get a sale. Okay. Bill says, I thought a newer version of the Dropship Lifestyle theme was coming out. Yeah, Bill, the newest version of the theme was released probably 4 months ago, but that's the brand new one. That's the one where I showed, here, let me show it here again. These speed test results. So the other one was still, not on screen. The other one was still super fast, but this store is built on the Dropship Lifestyle Shopify theme. Yes, it has a bunch of images. Yes, it has a bunch of apps installed, and still 2.6 seconds page load time. So yeah, that's the new theme. And again, it came out probably a few months ago. If you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, you should have got an email about it. And I also talked about it on our monthly coaching calls. Okay. Ina says, question, I'm brand new. I wanted to try dropshipping on Amazon from AliExpress. Yeah, just don't do that. Don't do that at all. So again, I have a video on our YouTube channel talking about why you shouldn't dropship on Amazon or eBay or any other platform. Main reasons are, when you're doing that, you don't actually get customers. Your customer is either eBay or Amazon. They control the business. They control the data. Just don't even do that. Go direct with what I teach at dropshipwebinar.com. Okay, Ifunanya says, how long does it usually take for suppliers to reply to emails asking to work with them? Especially with this coming recession, do you think they are still wanting to have new retailers? Yeah, so we typically call, whenever we can, we call first. That's the quickest way to interact with someone. You can email also if you can't find a phone number or if nobody answers the phone. But within a few days, you should hear back. And yes, suppliers are definitely onboarding new retailers, which is what we are. And a big reason they're doing that is because some of them aren't shipping right now. Some of their warehouses are still closed. So their operations are now into growing distribution. So yeah, definitely a good time to be reaching out. Lars says, how to scale smart shopping ads. Yeah, Lars, I teach this in module 6 of the blueprint in which lesson is Google ads? I think it's lesson 7, but you don't really want to use smart Google ads unless you're getting 50 conversions a week, meaning 50 sales. And even then, I still prefer manual bidding because you have a lot more control over where your money's spent and your return on ad spend. Jesse says, is there an ebook version of your book? Yeah, Jesse, you can get that at dropshipsecrets.com. So just spelt out, dropshipsecrets.com. You can get the digital version there. Okay. Quiana says, should I be doing Facebook ads from the start? Yes, but only for dynamic remarketing and only with about 10% of your budget. So let's just say, hypothetically, you were spending $50 a day right now on Google Ads. Spend $10 a day on Facebook. $5 a day, 10% of that budget on Facebook dynamic product ads to re-engage people that went to your website and didn't buy. Irving says, show your bank account. Good luck with that. I am not one of those people. I'm talking about bragging. You guys will never see material stuff from me. I don't show off and I don't like material things. That's not true. I like electronics, but I'm not going to show them off to you. Lori says, once I pay to have your team create my online store to sell companies' items, how would I continue to add furniture and decide to my store? So I'm assuming you would want us to build you a store that's selling furniture. When you use our web design team, we build the store for you, but you still get all of our training from Dropship Lifestyle. So you'll have the exact lesson that shows you how to upload more products. So, you get that complete training, even though we build it for you. Jesse says, have you tried TikTok and or Snapchat for e-commerce? Jesse, we're thinking about trying TikTok. We haven't yet. We've tried Snapchat and it hasn't been worth it. So it's the short answer there. Ron says, is the survivalist niche taking off? Ron, probably. I would honestly assume so. That's not a niche that we are in, but I would guess right now that's something trending up. You could check that on Google Trends. Jesse says, does this work for people in Europe? Absolutely. So we have successful students in the UK. We have successful students in Germany, all over Europe. But the way it works is they work with suppliers in those countries, again, to have those fast shipping times. I teach you all that, by the way, in the Dropship Blueprint. Okay, Lodeska says, what do you think is better for a new dropshipper, general store, or niche store? Yeah, we build niche-specific stores every day of the week. And the reason we do that is because that is what gets the highest conversion rates. And it's what allows us to stand out from websites like Amazon that sell everything and anything. Let me see how we're doing, guys. And by the way, thank you for all the awesome questions. Again, if you are just hopping on here right now, I'm going straight from the YouTube questions. I am going to hop over soon, though, and do the Facebook questions. So if you're asking there, I'm not ignoring you. We just have a lot of questions today. And I'm probably going to go for like another 30 minutes or so. So hang out. And again, for everybody that just hopped on, I do hope you're getting value from this. The goal of these Q&As isn't to help you like from 0 to 1, like you're going to learn everything you need to know to build a business. The goal is if you have any questions, things that could be either stopping you from getting started or things that are stopping you from growing with what you currently have, the goal is for you to ask me, for me to give you some quick feedback, and hopefully for everybody here to get at least one thing that they can take away, that they can implement, that they can see better results with, that they can grow with. So again, if you haven't yet, and if you're here now, do me a favor, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, please do give this video a like, leave a comment below. And if you know anybody that would benefit from this, please hit that share button. It shows the platforms that people actually get value from this, and it helps more eyeballs get on the videos. So I do appreciate that. I'm going to hop back into the questions now, though, and go from this one from Fish Devil, who says, I do not live in America. Can I sell goods in the US without being a US citizen? If possible, what do I need? Yeah, so you definitely can. One of the bonuses I give members of Dropship Lifestyle is called our Doing Business Abroad course, and that shows you exactly what you need to do. So that's a bonus in Dropship Lifestyle. Okay. Viral Video Forest says, I have started a general store and got sales in 2 different niches, and one niche has 300 sales. I want to build a new store. Can I use my old pixel at 2 different stores, or can I shift my old pixel to the new store? Yeah, so you can put your Facebook pixel on as many websites as you want. The only reason you wouldn't want to do that is if the stores had different targeted audiences, or if one pixel got a bunch of bad data. But yeah, you could do that, like 100%. We do that on some of our properties that have similar audiences. So yeah, not a problem. And you can do it either way for both ways that you asked. Okay, Soccer Nerds says, is there a price point for a product at which it's best to try something else for ads, promotion besides Google Shopping, like for a cheap product? Yeah, so for cheap products, the strategy you would want to use is more of running direct response ads on Facebook. So those little like video ads that basically try to, attract somebody, draw in their emotion, get them to make an impulse purchase. But that's not something I like. It's not something I teach. Main reasons, again, because the profit per sale, it's not there. It's not enough money for the work, in my opinion. Bartek says, hiya, Anton. I really appreciate your energy and professionalism. I would love to grow my business. Can you help me building my store? I'm willing to put in the work. Yeah, and I appreciate that. So happy to do it, and thank you for that comment. But I mean, yes, that's what I do at Dropship Lifestyle. So our mission there is to empower freedom through entrepreneurship, meaning I'm trying to help you to have more freedom in your life by giving you these skills that you can use to build a business. So if you're starting right now, like without a budget at all, my advice is hop on the live streams when I do them. Go to dropshipwebinar.com for my free training. Subscribe to my podcast. It's called eCommerce Lifestyle. Watch my YouTube videos. Start building on your own. And then as results and money come in, I definitely would recommend you enroll in the Dropship Blueprint, which is my coaching program, because that's going to give you literally A to Z over-the-shoulder videos. Click here, do this, do that. and it'll just help your business grow quicker. But yeah, I mean, helping people to build their own businesses is what I do. That's how I help. Okay. So Jacob says, where is it? In creating my store, I understand I need to show demo products to prospective suppliers so they can see what I have. Where do I pull products if I don't have suppliers yet? Yeah, Jacob, you can just go to stock image sites and use stock photos and then just write like basic descriptions. So again, stock photo site, white stand-up desk, download the image. If it's a free stock photo site, it's free. If it's paid, give them $1 and then make this description, white stand-up desk. They don't have to be real products because you're not trying to sell them. Okay. Fatima says, great info. Thank you. You are welcome. Deltiv says, hey, Anton, good to see you are healthy and doing well. What tools have you found to automate the order fulfillment cycle on Shopify? Automatically relay orders to suppliers. So yeah, what we use there is a custom automation that we built using Zapier. This is something I actually give members of Dropship Lifestyle. It's in module 7 of the blueprint. So I recognize your name. So I think you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle. That was part of the last update we pushed for Dropship Lifestyle version 8. So if you haven't been in there in a while in your members area, you already have access. Just log in, go to courses.dropshiplifestyle.com, and then go to module 7 and then look for automated order fulfillment. And I give you that automation there. But yeah, hope you're doing well too. Okay. Corentin says, hi, Anton. Thanks from France. Thanks for the live. You are welcome. Mike says, thanks for the live. You are welcome. Happy to do so. I'm doing well. Okay. Jerry says, Anton, can you explain brand loyalty and give an example? So sure. Like one of the examples I give inside of the Dropship Blueprint would be if you were brainstorming products to sell, expensive products, and you're thinking like, okay, well, I've recently bought a tablet online, right? And it was $500. Maybe I could sell tablets online too. That's a product that you wouldn't want to sell because it's dominated by a few big brands, and that's what people want. So the way that you want to think about this is when a consumer is going to buy whatever product in that niche, right? Whatever it is, are there a couple brands that are already stuck in their head for? So again, okay, I want to buy a new tablet. What am I going to buy? I'm either going to buy an iPad or I'm going to buy, a Microsoft Surface, or maybe I'm going to buy a Samsung tablet, right? But I'm not going to be like, oh, I hope I can find a tablet that meets my specs that's made by some random company. So there's brand loyalty attached to that niche. So the examples of products that don't have brand loyalty would be something, again, I'm sitting here, so I'm just going to keep using this, would be a stand-up desk. When I bought stand-up desks for our studio, I didn't care what brand they came from. I wanted them to be a certain size. I wanted them to support a certain weight so I could put a whole bunch of monitors on them. And that's really all I cared about. So you want to sell products like that people don't care what the brand name on it is. And when people don't don't already have like a go-to brand in their head. So this is funny. Abdullah says, your course is too expensive with a broken heart. And then Aquila says, your course is too cheap. So I agree with Aquila because, yeah, I mean, listen, is it too expensive? It's too expensive if you're not going to do anything with it. If you're going to build a real business, it's way too cheap. So yeah, it's not overpriced. Okay, Timothy says, I believe so much in honor. I really want to build a personal relationship with you as my mentor. How do I go about that? So Timothy, I'll tell you, I try to keep my schedule. One of the reasons I love dropshipping and e-commerce is because I try to keep my schedule as fluid as possible. So I don't have fixed commitments of things that I have to be there for. It's just my personality type. So I don't really offer one-on-one mentorship. What I will say is for members of Dropship Lifestyle, the first Wednesday of every month, so actually coming up this Wednesday at 2 p.m., I do live streams in group calls for members where you can ask me anything more direct, more personal. And then the only other thing is we're not hiring right now. Actually, we are hiring for a social media manager, but that's the closest opportunity at this point to work more one-on-one together. But I don't offer one-on-one mentorships or anything just because of how I feel about committing time to money. I'm a big fan. Again, where's the book? 4-hour work week. This resonated with me so much because I don't believe that time should always be connected to money. I believe even if you have, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a job, like work traditional job, but you should have some type of incentive in place so that you can be rewarded proportionately. So yeah, that's my answer there. Okay. Next question is from Impulse Design Studio on YouTube. And it says, hi, Anton. As we know, it is impossible to be in e-commerce without expecting returns. What as per you is a good return percentages? Let's say out of 100 orders. Yeah, so great question. Something you do have to keep your eye on and should keep your eye on as a business owner. You want your return rate to be under 2%, ideally under 1%. And if you notice a trend where it's above that, you need to identify which suppliers it's happening with and what the cause is. So are you working with suppliers where items seem to have a high damage rate, or where customers seem to get them and think, this isn't what I thought I was getting? So you want to keep an eye on that. Again, under 2% is okay, but ideally under 1%. And by the way, this is also a reason that we don't sell what I call like personal products. So things like print on demand t-shirts, because with apparel, the return rate is like 20% plus. Victoria's Secret, like lingerie and stuff, theirs is over 30%. It's insane. But yeah, great question. Stasha says, hello, Anton. I'm in the program. Awesome. I have to use freight shipping with my niche. Do you have any freight recommendations? Yeah, check out freightclub.com. But what you also want to do is find different freight carriers and get quotes from all of them on every order. Do that for about a week, because what you'll find is some of them just give you dramatically better rates. So you can check out freightclub.com though. Okay, Kimmy says, is Dropship Blueprint different than Dropship Lifestyle? So dropshiplifestyle.com is the company, right? That's where you can go and read hundreds of blog posts, and you can watch hundreds of YouTube videos, and you can see hundreds of student reviews. The Dropship Blueprint is our flagship course, and that's the paid program that takes people from A to Z and teaches them how to build a highly profitable semi-automated store. Again, the best starting point there is here at dropshipwebinar.com. That's where I walk you through the step-by-step process. And I also make a really good offer for the Dropship Blueprint. Royal King says, hello, dude. Please tell me free traffic software. I don't use free traffic software, but on the YouTube channel, one of the most recent videos I posted is 5 ways to increase your organic traffic. So that's all free. You can check that out. Okay, next question. Awesome. Bill says Dropship Lifestyle is an awesome course. Bill, I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. Okay, the next comment again is from Kiana, and I guess this was answering the question of, is Dropship Lifestyle worth it? And she said, I can tell you that Dropship Lifestyle is reliable. We have a great and helpful community, and if you do the work and don't quit, you will succeed. Thank you for saying it and saying it that way, because that's what I tell people. Like when people are like, oh, if I join, am I going to make money? And it's, I don't know. What I'm giving you is a proven framework. If you do the work, if you ask questions when you get stuck, you're going to get help, either from other people in the community, either from our team, from our coaches, from me, but we're not going to leave your questions unanswered. And if you keep moving forward, you're going to succeed. So thank you for saying that. That's probably the best way to share that. Okay, what else do we got here on YouTube? No, don't drop ship on Amazon. Miss Lexi says, can I drop ship high-end items without a credit card? If I sell more than in my savings, I'll have to wait to buy from my suppliers until my customers' money clears. So yeah, a couple options, right? One of them is you could float the money with a credit card. That's actually what I recommend doing if you have credit, because that way you're building up points or miles or whatever type of rewards you want. Like I haven't paid for travel in 10 years, and it's because I use reward credit cards in my e-commerce businesses, and you just build up an insane amount of points. If you don't have credit, then you could do what you're saying and kind of just wait 48 hours for Shopify payments to deposit the funds in your account, at which point you can then go ahead and submit that order to your supplier. So that's an option too if you don't have credit. Michael says, should we allow financing? If yes, what steps do you recommend? Michael, the answer is yes. I actually teach this in module 5 of the Dropship Blueprint. There's a lesson that came out with the release of Dropship Lifestyle version 8. and it's called, I think, just how to accept financing. So you don't want to finance anything yourself because you don't want to have customers owing you money. So in that lesson, I show you the 2 financing companies that we work with that allow customers to get financing. But when they do, we get the money right away and the customer can pay it over time with no interest. So that's again in module 5 in one of the lessons of the Dropship Blueprint, but great question. Okay. Let's see. How do you get suppliers for high ticket dropshipping? Go to dropshipwebinar.com. Teach you there. Okay, cool. So let me see. Do we have any other separate questions in here? I don't understand. You hear that? That was my Google Home talking to me. Never heard that thing before. Okay, what do we have? Other questions? What I'm going to do, guys, I think I answered all the questions, at least like some of them were asked twice by different people. So I think I answered them all from YouTube. So I'm going to hop into the Facebook comments now. But what we're going to do is keep the stream going on where are the comments here? We're going to keep the stream going on YouTube so you guys can hear the answers for them all too. So this is strange. It's telling me that there's 69 comments on Facebook, but it's only showing me 5 of them. Let me see if I could see more on my phone, and I'll just start with what I have now. So Eric says, what do you think might be difficult for a dropshipper from East Africa? Eric, I don't know of anybody in Dropship Lifestyle that's dropshipping from East Africa. I know we have successful students from South Africa that are using the Dropship Blueprint and doing business there. Don't know if that helps you. The other thing I could say is if you would want to do business in the States from there, I would recommend you use what's called Stripe Atlas. And Stripe Atlas allows you to set up a US corporation and a US bank account without ever coming here. So that's pretty cool. Okay, Scott said, are performance-based personal coaching or consulting options available for those that don't learn well remotely or virtually? Scott, so we do have inside of Dropship Lifestyle a private coaching program where you can book one-on-one calls with our coaches. All of our coaches are members of Dropship Lifestyle that are doing at least $50,000 a month in sales using the Dropship Lifestyle system. So if that's what you're asking about, that option is available. Okay, so Corey asked here, do you recommend Google Smart campaigns? It appears I am at 5x return on ad spend on my campaign. Yeah, Corey, so I answered this from somebody asked a similar question on YouTube before. The thing is, to make it work, you really want at least 50 conversions per week, meaning 50 sales. Again, I don't recommend it even at that point because you don't have as much control over your bidding. And like a 5x return on ad spend, again, we want minimum 10x. So, it looks good that it's bringing in sales, but is the return on ad spend enough to justify the amount of money you're making? Okay. So Fayaz says, I did drop shipping on eBay and Amazon, but my supplier did not ship the item I sold. Yeah, don't do that. Don't drop ship on eBay. Don't drop ship on Amazon. You want to work with domestic suppliers and you want to become an authorized retailer. That's how you have a real relationship. And, I'll just say this too, like one thing we've been getting questions about in Dropship Lifestyle from our members is like, oh, can you offer a service where we pay you and your team reaches out to suppliers to get us approved to have accounts with them? And I'm just like, no, I actually say this in the Dropship Blueprint, but I don't do that. We don't do that for people. And I don't recommend that because this business, right? The way that we do dropshipping, not dropshipping from China, not dropshipping on eBay or Amazon or using an arbitrage model, but working with domestic suppliers and having real relationships and being an authorized retailer. Relationships are a huge key to this business. And why would you want somebody else to form that relationship with the supplier on your behalf? I mean, that's giving them that relationship. It's no thank you. So we don't offer that for people. Again, I give you my scripts word for word in the Dropship Blueprint for how you can get approved, but that's something you should always do yourself. And you should never dropship on the arbitrage model. Amin says, I have artistic craft products made by myself for a specific religious market. Would your dropship program work for me? So, you definitely get a benefit from it. I teach you how to build your website. I teach you how to optimize for conversions, teach you how to get traffic, teach you how to automate it. So you'd get a ton of value. I just don't know if your price is where it needs to be. if the products are expensive enough. So you might see that you need to pivot a little bit or incorporate the Dropship lifestyle system onto your existing store, but I'm sure you could do that. Smith says, how much is it to get your website builder and lesson on adding products? So yeah, go to dropshipwebinar.com and you'll see there, I make a special offer at the end. I don't want to give you a price because it is subject to change. Anna says, I'm selling in the UK. How do you work around the lack of minimum advertised price? So yeah, Anna, in the States where we do have minimum advertised price, I recommend people work with suppliers that enforce it. When we even find suppliers that don't, it doesn't automatically mean that the margins aren't there. It just means we need to do our research first to make sure that we could sell the products profitably. So let me switch back here to this screen. What you would do in the situation and what we would do when working with a non-map supplier is they would send us the wholesale list, right? So normally with our suppliers, right, US map suppliers, the price lists have wholesale, they have sale price, which is map, then they have MSRP. When you work with a non-map supplier, they're just going to send you the wholesale price. So what you would want to do then is go on Google and look up the products that you're being offered and look at what the margins are. So if the suppliers you're finding have this type of split, right? They say your wholesale is 500 and you see that the competition is selling for 1,000, then yeah, that's fine. Do it, right? But if they say the wholesale is 500 and the competition is selling for 600, then no, don't do it. So it's just a little extra research, but that's how you work with non-map suppliers, whether it be in the UK or even in the US with non-map suppliers. Okay. Melody says, who would you suggest to help with Google Ads? Cost is high along with impressions and clicks, but not getting the conversions you suggest. So Melody, I think you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle. If you are, I would just try to go through again. I know it's a long training, but our Google Ads training again. If you've done that and you're still not getting the numbers you want, book a private coaching call with Jeff. He is great with Google Ads. He's one of our coaches. I did he's just an awesome guy, but I actually recorded a podcast with him as a guest on my podcast, eCommerce Lifestyle. And he was saying he has some Google shopping campaigns where he's getting a 40x return on ad spend. So I would book a call with him. Okay. Brian says, if there are multiple people in the same home that want your program, can we buy the program only once, or should each person buy it themselves? So Brian, the way that it's set up is if you have a spouse or significant other and you purchase Dropship Lifestyle, we can give you both access to the Facebook group, the private Facebook group. What I'll say though, is the way that we have it set up for security is every login, right? So the way it works is you'll sign up at Dropship Lifestyle. You'll get emailed with a username and password to get into the members area. That username and password can be used on up to 3 different IP addresses every 24 hours. So as long as everybody's logging in from the same location, you'll be fine. But if it's more than 3 IP addresses in a day, there'll be an error message that says, for security, this account can't log back in until X time. So hope that answers that question. Okay, so let me see here. I'm going to answer a couple more, guys. Unfortunately, I got to figure out a better solution for Facebook next week because Facebook's telling me there's like 80 comments and I see like 7 of them. So I apologize about that. But what I'll do too is I'll hop into the Q&A, the actual text on Facebook later, and I'll try to answer some more questions. But I also have Mickey's here and it says, I am in Europe and Romania. When you say get approved with domestic suppliers, do you mean I should only work with suppliers in my country? It wouldn't be recommended to reach out to suppliers in Europe or the US. So what I mean by that, Mickey, is to work with suppliers that are local to where you're going to do business. So if you were going to do business in the UK, for example, and you're from Romania, you should work with suppliers in the UK. So not based on where you are, but based on where you want to do business. So I hope that helps there. Let me see if anything new came in from Facebook. I do see that somebody said, yeah, there's an app that'll handle your order fulfillment. Yeah, but that's with dropshipping from China. Don't do that. Mary said, do you have like a template or how you would approach domestic suppliers. I want to do that, but I don't know how to approach them. Oh, I'm sorry, that Mark, not Mary. Yeah, Mark, in module 4 of the Dropship Blueprint, it's called How to Get Approved with Suppliers. And I think lesson 4.3 is the phone and email scripts to use when you reach out to give yourself the best chances of being approved. So cool, guys. I think that was it. That's at least all the questions I can see on my end. How long did we go for? Over an hour today. So cool. Again, we'll wrap this up. Just want to say, I hope everybody stays healthy and stays safe. I know I'm in North Carolina now, and like next Monday, my kid's school is open again. The pool and tennis courts where I live are open again. Everything kind of seems to be going back to normal. You know, again, knock on wood, because who knows what's going to happen when that happens. So, you know, everybody, I hope you can remain to stay safe. We're probably going to wait another week, just see how things pan out. Again, though, overall, the message from the business side of things is that things do look slightly different, but things are definitely still good. We're bringing in more leads than ever. Our return on ad spend is slightly up. So if anybody's here right now and you're not doing this yet, you're thinking you want to build a business, definitely go to that website on the screen. Check out dropshipwebinar.com and you'll get a free training there. And again, if you're watching this and you got value, do me a favor, like the video, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube. Please do leave a comment letting me know what your number one takeaway was. And with that being said, guys, keep an eye out on social, because I continue to post new trainings just like this every week. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you on our next training. See you, everybody.